What ought to be the response of the Europeans to the changes in Hungary at this point? I mean, obviously you derided what they've done so far, but what should they do?
Well, so first of all, actually, I should single out for praise one European leader, which is Emmanuel Macron, who in a very clear speech in the European Parliament a couple of days ago talked about, that's not necessarily what I would use, but essentially an impending European civil war over the nature of its political institutions, and made very clear that this is an age in which democratic institutions are imperiled. And so the first thing that European leaders need to do is to speak the truth, and not for tactical reasons to say, I'm going to pretend that what's clearly going on is not going on. That's the first step. The second thing is that without a doubt, Fidesz needs to be expelled from the European People's Party. You cannot have a political faction, a mainstream movement that claims to be committed to human rights and, for that matter, Christian values, and have a xenophobic dictator as part of that coalition. And then there's the larger questions, right? Can you stop monetary payments to Hungary, and can you even expel Hungary from the European Union? And there's, a tactical question here where some people say, no. Once we do that, Viktor Orbán is going to be able to vilify the European Union and say that we're all against him. He does that anyway. And he does it effectively anyway. And it's time for him to pay some of the price. It is insane that he, and for that matter the Polish government, live large on the money of other European countries while completely ignoring the values and railing against them. And so I think that we should cut funding to Hungary in various forms. And I think we should initiate Article 7 proceedings, which would expel Hungary from the European Union. Now, most likely you need unanimity for that, and Poland would veto it. Put Poland on record as being the only country to veto Hungary's expulsion from the European Union. And if developments in Poland continue as they are, put Hungary on record as being the only country that's vetoing the expulsion of Poland. This is ultimately about the nature of the European Union. The European Union is only legitimate if it is a club of values. That doesn't mean we have to agree on everything. It doesn't even mean we have to agree on refugee policy. But it does mean we have to agree on the rule of law and the separation of powers. And if we tolerate within the European Union, in good standing, a country that violates those things so profusely, then the European Union has become nothing more than a regional trade bloc that advocates for the interests of one random part of the world. But as that, it has very little legitimacy.